Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Hello and welcome to Inside Michigan Basketball as everyone fights through this midwinter portion of the schedule. The Wolverines started their week at home against Northwestern, a much improved Northwestern team, I may add. This was a good ball game, but in the end, Michigan kept the Wildcats winless at Chrysler since 2010. A brunch crowd of over 12,000 enjoying a noon tip at Chrysler Center. Jet Howard picked up where he left off in Iowa City, takes a cross-court pass, and drills a three-ball. Joey Baker doesn't shoot much from inside the arc. On this trip, it's the fake and take. He banks it home in traffic. The Wolverines led by a dozen. Then it's Jet with one of his 7 helpers off the drive and dish.
Splits 2, drives inside, zings it left wing. Here's McDaniel, a rain-making three is good.
But the Wildcats go on a 15-4 run. Chase Audige delivers from deep, 27-all, the first tie since it was 2-2. Robbie Barron also big for the Cats. He scores here on a reverse layup, and Northwestern rallied to take the lead by a bucket at the break. Second half, Jet takes the handoff and delivers a right side splash. He's been in double digits all but 2 games this season, including 16 in this one. Got a couple sweet plays here from Kobe Bufkin. First, the drive, the Euro step, and the basket for the sophomore. A few minutes later, he goes baseline, slings to McDaniel in the near corner, and the freshman hits his 3rd three of the day. He finished with a career-high 17 points. Next trip, it's Howard off the bounce, setting up Will Cheddar, who continues to earn valuable minutes, giving the Wolverines a spark off the bench. Northwestern keeping pace, though. Boo Buie banks in 2 of his 22 from an awkward angle, the 7th lead change of the game with 10 minutes to play. But Michigan ratchets up the defense. Hunter Dickinson gets the steal. In transition, Joey Baker wants the ball.
Feed it left wing. Baker a three. Bottom!
Man, that was pure, man.
A 10-0 run as the lead expands to 9. Dickinson had a reverse double-double of sorts, more rebounds than points. The junior with 15 boards, 10 points, as Michigan kept the lead the rest of the way. And brace yourself for this one, the play of the afternoon.
McDaniel alley-oop to Reed, low on the left. Freshman to freshman, Michigan +5.
Terrace Reed Jr. brings down the house. Bufkin shot 9 of 11 from the floor, finished with a team-high 20, just 2 off his career best. Michigan takes the home side of a 2-game season series with the Wildcats, winning this one 85-78.
First 6 minutes of the ball game, we came out and we made a huge run, okay? And then they responded. And why they responded is because Northwestern is a really good, well-coached team, all right? Now, after having time to watch them as we prepared, and I know the coaches, of course, can attest to the same thing, what I'm saying at this moment, that's a really good team that we beat, okay? Now, that means that we can't expect it. If we walk in the ball game, like, I'm not saying we did, and expect we're gonna win, all right? You stepped up and competed, all right? With the ups and downs that happens with runs, you guys responded. Second half, we warmed them. We warmed them with our energy, our effort, toughness, all right? And they came from rebounding, doing the little things. They came from running, from chasing down loose balls, all right? Yes, they had guys that can put the ball on the floor and score, all right? And we, of course, got tested by, of course, doing what? Have to keep in front, sliding our feet, all right, contesting shots in the paint. Yes, that's how our season's going to be. But I love how we responded, all right? Let's keep competing. Let's keep getting better because you guys are a good team, too, as well. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Way to earn this victory, fellas. Great job.
We came out with a mission. We knew that we got punched in our mouth, and we came out and was ready to fight back. So it was a good win for us.
You know, we took some blows, but we made our run when it counted, and so I'm just really proud of the team, the way we fought the whole game.
Always nice to see a happy locker room, and we are just getting warmed up on the show. When we return, our chat with head coach Juwan Howard, and later, freshman point guard Doug McDaniel and his always hungry attitude. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup. Thursday, Michigan traveled to Maryland less than 3 weeks after blowing them out by 35 at Chrysler. The Wolverines struggled out of the chute. The Terrapins get out in transition after a Michigan turnover. Hakeem Hart plays keep away and throws it down to make it 17-6. But the Wolverines answer with a run to get back in it.
Inside Dickinson spins on Roger, dunks it down. There's head coach Juwan Howard saying it's about time.
Then Jet Howard with one of his 3 triples on the night. To their credit, the Maize and Blue down just a bucket at the bathroom break at 34-32. Second half, the Terps get a strip on defense and away they go. Jahmir Young, who was a real pain in Michigan's side, leaves it for Donta Scott for the big-time jam. Michigan staying close though, off the miss. Hunter Dickinson with the tip in. He had a double-double with 19 points and 10 caroms. Another D.C. area native, Terrence Williams II, scoring on consecutive trips. First, he gets the tip in, one of his career-high 13 rebounds. Then T. Will goes spinorama for the equalizer.
Transition for Michigan. Williams spinning in the paint, takes it in, laid it up and in with the right hand to tie it at 42, 8 minutes into this second half.
Another DMV product, Doug McDaniel, handed out 7 assists. Watch him break down the defense and dish to Terrace Reed Jr., who deposits a tough reverse layup. It's tied up again. But the Terps then ripped off 7 straight. Scott shakes the Xfinity Center with a monster putback. Maryland with a painstaking 42 points in the paint. The Wolverines respond again. Joey Baker, 1 bounce, 3 points. From way out on the left wing, Michigan down by just 4. The real story for Maryland was Young, the Charlotte transfer. He gets to the rack for 2 of his game-high 26. They built a 10-point lead late, and the Terrapins earn a split of the season series, taking this one 64-58.
We knew that they'd be ready for us. After last game, we gave them a good beat down, and so we knew they'd be fired up and ready for the game today. And the environment definitely played a role in the first half, but I thought we closed the half strong. Second half, we knew what we needed to do, and we just didn't execute at the level we needed to get a win. It's a tough place to win.
We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of extra possessions. We got to cut those down because you can't win the game if they get in many other possessions off of offensive rebounds. So I feel like those are the 2 biggest things.
Proud of my team. You know, we could have folded when we were down 10 early on, but we fought back. We had the thing tied up, and so it was just a matter of us not being able to get stops when we needed to.
Our conversation with head coach Juwan Howard is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup. Here's Brian Bush.
Coach, 15 offensive rebounds, 13 second chance points. They had 42 points in the paint. How big of a difference was that interior play in this one tonight?
Oh, it was huge. Not only that they had, 15 offensive rebounds, but 42 points in the paint. 15 offensive rebounds. I repeat, 42 points in the paint, 15 offensive rebounds. That meant that they were the most grittiest, toughest, nastiest team out there on the floor. And, we have to, of course, do a better job defensively to keep the man in front. Just knew going in that they were going to be a more aggressive team. The fact that, the way how we played at our house, in our building, the way how we won that game, we were the more aggressive. We were the toughest, nastiest, grittiest team. And tonight, give Maryland credit. They were prepared and they were ready to go.
And between that and then some of the press defense that they brought about, how tough was it to get this offense in the flow with all of that?
Well, I wouldn't basically say, tough to get the offense flow. I would just say at times, we became stagnant. And some would say, well, that is, tough, But, I disagree in the sense of, we should have, of course, did a better job of identifying when there was a zone. And after their press, we did a good job handling the press. But then the zone part, when they played zone, then that became, where we were a little bit more passive and not attacking that zone where there was gaps. First half, we, did a better job than we did in the second half.
Offensively, really the only guy on either team who really had consistent impact was Jahmir Young. How much of a difference did he make in this one?
Well, 0 for 5 from 3, and you look at, he scored 26 points, and the vast majority of his points was in the paint. He was attacking and getting downhill, finishing at the basket. At times it almost looked like it was a layup line. And we can't allow any player, no matter what, whether he's a primary ball handler, whether he's a big or he's a wing, we can't allow guys to just be able to get in the paint with ease, with not filling us and also with not keeping the guy in front.
Lastly, Kobe Buffkin seemed a little shaken up with his hand or his wrist, and then in the second half he went out. How big of an impact did that make on your guys' team?
It hurts. Injuries always hurts, especially when, no matter if it's a key guy, which Kobe is, or if it's a rotation guy, everybody. We need all our bodies, and with not having Kobe on the floor, who's also one of our backup point guards, it does puts us in a tough spot.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come, we sit down with speedy point guard Dug McDaniel. Thursday's game at Maryland served as a homecoming for 3 Wolverines from the D.C. metro area. The first such opportunity for freshman Dug McDaniel. He had a large contingent in attendance, including his folks, who were thrilled to have their son back close to home, if only for a few hours.
He loves playing at home. He loves putting on a show. He loves that all of his friends are able to come, all of his family, ones that don't get to travel much. So I think hopefully he can continue to do well and we can get the win.
We know that, everyone can't go to Ann Arbor, so the fact that he get a chance to come home and see his family and play in front of, as well as the rest of the fans, but his family as well, I know it means a lot to him.
Well, it certainly wasn't the homecoming result the family wanted, but still a joyous occasion for the McDaniels. And since Dug has been inserted into the starting lineup, there's been 2 constants: the energy and excitement he brings to the court every single day. Before McDaniel was a Wolverine, he was a 2-sport star at St. Paul Catholic High School in Chantilly, Virginia. He took up football his final 2 years and was a difference maker there as well.
I had a pretty successful career. I set a school record with touchdowns, with 22 touchdowns my senior year. I got Player of the Year for WCAC, that division for football. So I had a successful, senior football year, and it was fun.
That make you a better basketball player in some way?
It definitely did. I worked on, my leadership skills. Football, it's a lot to do with teamwork. You all have to be on the same accord. So, I carried on that leadership qualities that I learned from the football field onto the basketball field. And, it turned out well.
Flutters far sideline, McDaniel behind the back dribble with 3. Works his way into the paint. Tough Baker, high and good!
Though his college hoops career is just taking off, Dug plays with great confidence, and it shows with everything he does on the court.
I feel like I always played that way, taking in my size, my stature. I feel like I have to play that way. I can't be tentative out there. There's no margin for error. I'm the head of the snake, so if my confidence high through the roof, my team's confidence is gonna be high through the roof as well.
What describes you better, fast or quick?
I say quick. I have a great, sense of urgency and change of pace, and I could turn it off and on. So just having that quick twitch and just having those great reflexes. So yeah, I would definitely describe myself as quick.
Ironically, Dug says that's not really him in other facets of his life.
Everybody outside the court say I move pretty slow. I always get dressed slow. I walk around pretty slow, so I feel like it's just a basketball thing.
Fast or slow, Dug has made steady improvement. According to the coaching staff, some of his greatest progress is the way he practices, clearing that high hurdle from high school to college.
Practice makes permanent. You practice what you're going to do in the game, so having those great practices definitely translates to the game. When you have those high energy, detail-oriented practice, you could definitely tell it shows in the game. Our practice habits have gotten better as a whole, not just me, but our whole team.
When Jalen went down, you knew he was done. What first raced through your mind?
Me, I'm a big family guy, so my immediate thought was I have to pick my brother up. Like, I have to be there for him. And, the team depended on me, so, I have even bigger chip on my shoulder. So my first thought was to just be there for my brothers.
McDaniel around a screen from Dickinson, works at the free throw line, floater is pure.
Dug recently said he is, quote, always hungry. I asked him to describe that carnivorous mindset.
Every day is a challenge, every day is a promise, so, I have to take advantage of, that 24 hours I have. So every 24 hours I wake up, I attack it, the same way as I would a basketball game, no matter if it's on and off the court. So, I look at it as a challenge every day, and I have to complete that challenge every day.
With that seize-the-day mentality, Doug is bound for big things, not only here with the basketball program, but in the rest of his life. Make sure you stay with us. When we come back, we'll check on the women who picked up their 16th win of the season earlier this week. Welcome back. The women had only one game this week, visiting the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Tight game in the second until Michigan goes on an 8-0 run. Watch Layla Falia draw the defense and dish to Emily Kaiser for the bucket. Kaiser then showing her range. Left alone topside, she drains a long ball for 3 of her team-high 25. Falia was right on her heels with 23. Michigan led by 11 halfway home. Leah Brown showed her well-rounded game by earning a point assist double-double. Her 13 points complemented by 10 helpers, including these 2 gems in the third. The Wolverines never trailed, led by as many as 26, and cruised to their first ever win at Jersey Mike's Arena, formerly known as the Rack. 81-58 the final as Michigan improves to 16-3, 6-2 in the Big Ten. The days are long, the weeks are short. Only 10 regular season games left for the women before they jump into postseason play. And to do damage there, they'll need continued contributions from their bench. Sarah Van Meter has more on a role player who just keeps getting better and better.
Sophomore shooting guard Jordan Hobbs knows her role for the Wolverines. Provides scoring, good defense, and energy.
Fakes a pass, runs over Jordan, offensive foul.
I've just continued to grind and continue to come out and practice every day and just do my best. And I think I was waiting for the opportunity and I made the best out of it.
Jordan is a confident player, but that can be a challenge when you're not sure about playing time.
Trying to keep her confidence and trying to believe in the process and continue to work when she might not see results immediately, and really just buy into the process of trying to get better each and every single day and not worrying and not stressing about the outcome and not losing your confidence. And I think that's really important with young kids because they have a tendency, to lose their confidence when they're not seeing success.
I'm just gonna come out there and do my best and play my hardest, and I don't care who's in front of me, whether it's the best player in the country or someone I know I can take off the dribble or score on. So I definitely have confidence coming into every matchup, and I think that's the biggest part of my success recently, and just stepping on the court and letting the game come to me and not forcing anything.
Coach says Jordan is one of the team's best scorers.
Hobbs catch and shoot threes.
A 3-level scorer. I can definitely score at the rim, pull up, or 3-point, and I come in and I bring a lot of energy, so I think that's another thing. I mean, you could see it on the bench last year, just with the bench mob, but now I'm kind of given an opportunity to show that on the court. So someone who will bring a spark onto the floor if we're having a little lull, but a lot of energy.
Hobbs contributes significantly to Michigan's depth, and that will continue well into March.
Big Ten tournament, we could play 3 games in a row, so we definitely need a deep bench going further into Big Ten play, and I think it's just really important that people can rely on me.
Jordan and the Wolverines host Indiana on Monday night at Chrysler Center, and then head to Maryland for a Thursday night showdown. Both games can be seen on the Big Ten Network. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
Thanks, Sarah. Stay with us. We'll wrap up the show when we return. Our Elrose Steel Man of the Week is big man Hunter Dickinson. In 2 games, the 7-footer scored 29 points on 11 of 19 shooting. He yanked down 25 rebounds and blocked 4 shots. Hunter drilled a trio of 3-pointers Thursday at Maryland while playing before dozens of family and friends. It was Hunter's 3rd consecutive double-double and the 23rd of his career. And if he does it a 4th consecutive time, Hunter will certainly have earned it. Thursday at Chrysler, Big Ten leading Purdue comes to town with 7'4" National Player of the Year candidate Zach Edey. It's going to be a heck of a battle. We'll break it down for you next week right here on Inside Michigan Basketball. We'll see you then. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup.
Let's go.